Get the latest Zacks research, analysis, and rankings on exchange-traded funds in Exploring ETFs. We're going to talk about auto sales a little bit now with our ETF strategist, Eric Dutram, who joins me from Zacks.com. Auto industry has been turning in some good news lately, especially on the U.S. front.
Yep, pedal to the metal here in the auto industry, especially in the U.S. We saw about 16.1 million units sold for August at an annualized rate. And this is actually the best rate, since the Great Recession began. And actually going back to 2007, this is the highest number of autos being sold in the U.S. So, really strong numbers here, and a lot of people are starting to think, hey, the industry is really coming back strong. And we're seeing some great performances, not only out of newcomer Tesla, obviously, been in the news a lot, but actually some of the bigger, older names like Ford and General Motors, they've been doing really well as well. Actually, Ford announced that they're going to be increasing production to meet this new demand, and General Motors actually had its best monthly sales report ever in its history. So really great numbers for this kind of old guard as well.
Not necessarily the same picture, though, for the European auto sales.
Well, now, sales have been kind of weak in Europe, but things are actually looking better. And people kind of view this as, hey, the bottom has actually happened in the European auto sales, and actually 3% growth is projected in 2014. So, not great numbers, but a lot better than what we've been seeing. And with the European economy kind of turning it around lately, a lot of analysts are becoming much more optimistic on that huge car market as well. And then actually, if we looked at China, we're seeing amazing strength over there once more. Their economy is also rebounding. We're seeing double-digit growth in that country as well. And a lot of this growth is happening in so-called like Tier 3 and 4 cities, more in the the interior of the country, not necessarily like Shanghai or Beijing. And this suggests more like a broad-based growth and not just, these giant megacities on the coast, really carrying the way. So great strength in China, Europe's coming back, and then U.S. market's really strong. So a great global picture here for the auto industry.
All right, so if there was one ETF that you'd want to talk about to illustrate what's going on with this trend that investors could benefit from, what would that be?
Well, it's the has a great ticker of CARZ.
Wow.
And it's First Trust, and it's a
How
product.
clever.
Yeah, I know, huh? And it's actually a product that focuses on auto manufacturers from around the globe. And you got your usual suspects here. Japan, Germany, and the U.S. lead the way from a country's perspective. You got Daimler with their Mercedes-Benz, and then Ford and Toyota as the top three biggest components. South Korea also finds its way in the top 5. And so, you really got, anyone that's driven a car could pretty much guess that these are going to be the top components here in this ETF. It's been a pretty strong performer lately, up about 21% in the past 6 months. We currently have a Zacks ETF rank of 2 or buy on it, so we're looking for more strength in the future as well.
And you also believe that there are some commodities that could benefit from this trend. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, there's actually 2 precious metals out there, palladium and platinum. And these two both are very important for catalytic converters, which are key for reducing emissions in cars. Actually, for both palladium and platinum, roughly 50% of their use goes towards these catalytic converters, so they can be big beneficiaries from higher auto sales. Interestingly, platinum is more important for vehicles here in the U.S., and then for diesel-powered vehicles, which are more popular in Europe, palladium actually takes a better role. So depending on which segment you think is going to be stronger, you might be able to play each commodity off those trends.
And if you have an electric car, you don't have to worry about it at all.
That's true, yeah.
Just thought I'd throw that in there. So on the platinum side, what ETF can we look at?
We got PPLT, and this is a product from ETF Securities, holds secure bars of platinum in its facilities in Europe. And this has been kind of weak lately, but with stronger auto sales and a Zacks ETF rank of 1, this could be a strong play in the next couple months. And it also has great volume, and it's pretty well followed by investors, so should be relatively low trading costs.
What about palladium?
Palladium, PALL, also from ETF Securities. Same thing here. Bars are stored in Europe, and it's also been relatively weak lately, but once again, a top Zacks ETF rank, and solid volume suggests tight bid-ask spread, so it should be pretty easy for investors to trade in and out of.
Do you own either of the 3 that you mentioned?
I do own PPLT, the Platinum ETF.
Oh, good for you.
Oh, thanks.
You can check out other interesting and informative ETF articles on our website. They're in the ETF section of Zacks.com, and you can link to that section by just scrolling across the navigation bar at the top of the homepage. Click on the word funds, and that'll bring down another set of options for you, and then ETF option will be uncovered that way. Take you right to it if you're not there already on the website. With Eric, I'm Terry Ruffalo.